welcome to Leadership Media Group.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, briefly, can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are.
Okay. My name is Emmanuel Ifeanyi Nnebe, one of the Gulder Ultimate Search Season 2 contestants. I was evicted last weekend.
Okay. So, why did you go for Gulder Ultimate Search?
Gulder Ultimate Search is I saw it. I've always loved the program more than every other TV series that I've watched so far, and that's because of the adventure. Because it's not just it's not just something else. It's not just a regular program. It's something you watch and learn something from, and then it encourages you and motivates you to go beyond yourself. So I've always loved the program. So this year I decided to give it a shot. I wanted to just leave the comfort zone, just do something that is bigger than myself and all that. And I'm so glad I made that decision.
Okay, so what was your experience on the Gulder Ultimate Search like?
The experience was a whole different from what I've experienced so far.
Okay.
It was just like prepping for exams, and then by the time you enter the hall, you start seeing like different questions from what you prepped for. Especially it started from the C school. The regional stuff was, well, it was difficult, but at least we expected some of the stuff we did there. But at C school, we never saw any of those things coming. At C school, they determine what time you sleep, what time you wake up, what you eat, how long it takes you to eat. That was how bad it was. Like, if I one of the first things they told when we got to C school, they were like, "Okay, guys, here we don't eat food, we swallow them." We thought they were joking until when they started serving food. So they just go, "Okay, it's meal time." They just serve maybe rice or something, and then you take your time, be gisting, and then next thing, okay, we're done. So somebody stand up, lead us in closing prayers, and then you thought that maybe after the prayer they were like, "Okay, round up." After the prayer, they will tell you to pack up whatever you have left. So that was when I started understanding what they meant by we swallow food, we don't chew it and all that and all that. And then the tax they gave us, it was in fact, when I watched it on TV, I was like, "This what they're showing on TV is so much easy." Like that, they made it look so much easy than what we actually went through, at the C school. So it helped me discover, my strength, my capacity, and I had to go beyond and above myself to be able to get to a certain level at this.
Okay. So basically, I know shows like this, it might just be a game show, but I know that it comes with different things. There must be something you learned during your time on the show. What's that the most important thing, as I should say, that you learned while you were in that show?
Well, one thing I learned was that at a point, you get to this point in life that if you must achieve something big, you must, as much as you plan to succeed, you must also plan to fail. This is the part that people don't want to hear. When you talk like this, they'll be like, "You're not optimistic" or something. But when you at a very basic level, optimistic, goes a long way. But if you are going for the big thing, trust me, as you're making plans to succeed, you have to also put measures in place just in case anything happens. From the C school, after the C school, by the time they finished the selection process, a lot of my friends, they couldn't make it to the jungle. And those are the people that I saw as a threat, actually. People that I know that when it comes to strength, they have the strength. Some of them I think were smarter than me. But how the whole thing, the selection process was, I just didn't understand. I don't understand like how they made their choices, how they picked the people that they picked and all that. So I learned one of the basic things I also learned there is teamwork. That was one of the period I was evicted. It was because my team failed. And it's not because we are the weakest team, but because we just couldn't agree like every other team. You know, we had this thing where by the time we get to we might agree on something now, but by the time we get to the ground where we're supposed to do the task, you start hearing arguments from here and there. And that was the team leader of my team. So I tried as much as possible to take everybody's opinion into consideration and then make sure that okay, I carry everybody along. But then as a leader, sometimes you just have to take a stand. You just have to make a decision and stand by it, because by the time your team fail, 50 or 60% of the blame comes to you as a leader before anybody even look at the team members. So what I could have just done, I would have just, made a decision that day. I was like, okay, you know what? Based on what I've observed, I think this person should do this and this person should do this. But I opened it up to everybody, and that was what cost us the task that got me evicted. So I also learned that as a leader, as much as it's good to carry everybody along, sometimes you need to take a stand on and make a decision and stand by it.
Okay. All right. So partially you answered the next question already. Yeah, because I wanted to ask you, why do you think you were evicted? So
Okay.
answering that, you tried to cover it. So when you were going for the show, realistically, did you think you had or you stood a chance of winning?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Yes, because like I said, I prepared for this. I made research, I trained for it, and I made sure I learned as much as I could. And I trained as well based on the past series that they've done. I watched it and I saw the kind of tasks they did, and then I prepped myself based on that. But there's some things you can't prepare for. There's some things you can't prepare for. Like one of PB will always say, one of my mentors will always say that the blow that knocks you out most times is the one you're not prepared for. So I prepped myself as much as I could, and then I gave it the best shot that I could as well. It just so the one of the things that pained me the most was that I couldn't get to the individual task section. Teamwork, there's a limit to what you can do when it's a group thing. But when it's an individual task, you know that there's anything that comes out of this, you determine the result of what comes out of whatever. So that's where you can actually say, okay, fine, this one is actually strong or not strong. But I mean, it should happen. So
It's so from the remaining contestants on the show, I'm sure you might have assessed some of their strengths, weaknesses, and all of that. At the end of the day, who do you think will be the ultimate man or ultimate one, so to speak, from the contestants left in the show, from what you've seen, how they performed? Who, in your opinion, do you think will emerge as the winner?
Well, you can't. That is one thing you can't actually predict, because one of the mistakes we made at the earlier stage of this was that we looked at each other and then we started comparing each other. We started comparing ourselves with ourselves. We're like, okay, this one has muscles, so this is like the strongest, this is like the smartest, but things don't always work that way. The person you neglect the most might end up winning this thing. Based on the way the whole thing runs and all that. So you can't really say, okay, one thing I know that is that anybody that made it this far to this level, trust me, you must be strong. Absolutely. And you must be smart. For you to even make it into the jungle, you must be smart and strong. So any of us that made it to the jungle could win this time. So among the remaining people remaining, trust me, a lady can win, a guy can win. For them to get to that level, that means they've gone beyond themselves and they are willing to do whatever it takes. So I can't really say, okay, this is the person. Everybody has a core strength as of now, based on what the experience and what I've seen so far. So I can't really say this particular person or this particular person. All of them, any of them can win, trust me.
Okay. All right, so final question. this kind of shows most times, irrespective of whether you win or not,
Okay.
you know, they always provide some kind of platform, you know, for you to, as a springboard for whatever you intend to do, you know, moving forward. So for you now, what do you hope to use this platform for? What do you hope to achieve with this platform that GUS has provided?
Okay. Before now, I'm a professional model.
Okay.
I'm a professional model.
Okay.
I do runways, commercials, and all that, and I act as well.
Okay.
So this is a very good platform for me, and I appreciate the brand, the Gulder brand, for making this, for giving us this opportunity.
Yes.
Though for the people out there is black and white, is either you win or you lose. But for someone like me, it's not like that. Every single opportunity matters and it counts. So for someone that is an upcoming actor and then a model, every single second or minute I have on air counts for me. So, and I believe with this platform that I have now, I'm going to make the most of what, you know, doing what I love doing best,
Which is
acting, my modeling. I mean, more people get to know me through this show. I mean, that tomorrow when it's somebody.
Speak to one asking, how do you intend? Yeah, I know you can, you know, sort of be a jack of all trades, but it's good to be strong in one part. So between acting and modeling, which do you feel you should focus on? Yeah, later you can branch out.
Yeah.
But where do you think your major strength lies? What do you think should be your main focus?
Acting basically.
Okay.
Acting basically. But then the thing is, there is no actor that is not a model.
Yeah.
And there's no model. Okay, most models are not actors, but most actors are models.
Yeah.
That's why you can see brands signing them. You get like most of the movie guys that know how to, that know their onion. You see brands calling them, you get to sign them up because they have that, they are public figures already and they know what they're doing. So most actors are models as well. They act and then brands still use them. You get. So it works hand in hand. So as an actor, I'm focusing more on my acting skills. And then by the time I develop it, it's more easy for me to do my commercial model thing, because by that time, once I build this acting thing, it will go a long way in helping me with the modeling, my modeling career.
All right. Thanks, Emmanuel, for stopping by to have a brief chat with you.
Thank you so much.
And I wish you success moving forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you for the platform.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.